2, and this is just a quick hello as I have kind of raced through my weekend, and you will see what I've been doing and been distracted by. Technically, I should be putting cauliflower by right now, and I should be making breakfast muffins for the freezer and doing all sorts of stuff, but I think you will approve when you hear where my attention has been going. So I don't have any formally prepared notes. I just wanted to, like I said, provide some content and continue to keep the conversation going about the Shackleton. And I also had a very special note from another podcaster and friend about a new pattern she's released, and I wanted to get that rolling and make sure that everybody was aware that this was happening. So welcome to new and returning viewers. Geez, this is what happens when you don't have show notes. I so much appreciate, as I always say at the beginning of every episode, all the connections that we've been able to make via social media and Ravelry, especially the conversation happening in the Shackleton thread, which I'll talk about a little bit later in the show. Am I completely in shadow? I can't tell. I mean, the sun is shining right on me. At the end of the video, I include some flight time that my husband and I had over Katahdin. If you're interested in seeing the area from an aerial perspective, we flew into a very charming sporting camp for our 5th anniversary and had dinner. And I think for those of you who choose to watch the show and are able to see the footage, I'm thinking of having a knitting retreat there. It's very quaint, very lovely. Home-style meals right on Namamacana Lake. A couple are mushers. They compete in the Can-Am. And yeah, very vintage Maine. Hold on, I need to grab my dog. Bella! Bella, come! Bella, come! She's either found duck business, as we like to say, or something just as enticing. Come lie down. Or you can come over here. So, let's get started, and hopefully there'll be a little organization to my stream of consciousness. I'm going to start with this thing right here behind me. This is a pelt that I felted. So sometimes on Nash Island there are fleeces that they call felt pelts. They come off cotted, so like they're almost felted together, so you could almost like peel them off the sheep. And Janny had saved them to make these felt pelts, and so she gave me a couple, and I've been playing around with it. This is the first one I did. So here it is. It looks literally just, I don't know, can you see me? I don't even know. It looks just like, let's see if I can make this work, a pelt that would come off a sheep. And what I did is I laid it out with the tip end down. So this is the tip ends down. And I laid batting over the cut ends in like a pretty uniform sheet. And I soaked the fleece. I did this on a picnic table on a bamboo roller. I soaked the fleece with hot water and detergent, and then I rolled it and I felted. So I rolled it in its bamboo, unrolled it, wet it some more, added more detergent, re-rolled it, felted. So I did this for about 2 hours. And then my husband, luckily, we heated all the water outside. I think I burned myself on the iron today. We heated all the water outside. So he was tending the fire and working on something else, and I was bucketing hot water over. But we took it out of the bamboo. So the bamboo is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a window. Not a window screen. Oh gosh, words escape me. It's a window cover, and they roll up. Anyway, so we took that into the lake, and we did a shock. So we took it from a hot environment to a cold environment, and then I laid it out to dry. And this is what I have. So I could literally put this as a cover for my car seat, as on the couch. I was thinking about cutting pieces of that out and making treadle covers for my spinning wheel, so my feet have something nice and cushy to step on when I'm spinning in the winter. The other thing I did with this is I threw it in the washing machine. Once it was felted, I put it in the washing machine, hot water, I boiled water, and added that, and then with a good soak of scour to try to clean this fleece up a little bit. Took it out, let it dry in the sun, and I did that twice, so I did a rinse on that. Anyway, that was wicked fun. So if you find yourself and you've got some extra time and some fleeces that you're just not sure what to use or to do with, these felt pelts are fun and a great use for something that would otherwise be composted. So that is one project that I've done. My other works in progress, I don't think I have any finished objects. Well, I do, but I'm not going to talk about them in the knitting portion of the program. So let's just go right to what I've been working on. I'm kind of leaning against the rock, so I'm kind of slippering. I'm kind of slipping. So I'm still working on the cockatoo bray. I have the sleeves just about done. I am probably 2 inches from finishing. This is in Nash Island Tide in the Pinecone colorway. Last time I made a reference that we did something, and I meant to tell you that we were dyeing this when I was there, and we left it in the pot too long. So it's a little bit deeper color than her traditional pinecone. So really excited to get these finished so I can start the body. And this has gone very well. I haven't amended it at all. I'm knitting the size 4. I did go up a needle size, so this is a 3, US 3. And because I don't have show notes, I can't do the transition or the interpretation of the millimeters. But I knit it 2 at a time. So this is a dream. I just love it. I love this yarn. But I am partial to Starcroft. Oh, exciting news, speaking of Starcroft. So for the retreat, Janie will be joining us, and she will be teaching a workshop on color inspiration from the environment, which is about as descriptive as I can be right now. But you'll be using the surrounding area, you'll be going for a walk, and using that to kind of do some creation of your own color work. And she'll also hopefully be bringing a few things to vend, and I know she has a few spinning fleeces left, so those will be coming. And then just the wealth of knowledge that Janie brings about wool and the experience here in Maine will be enough, thrilling. And so, so if you are coming to the Highlands on the Fly retreat, great. If you are interested, there's still space available. That's October. I know, every time I do this, everybody's big gasp. It's the same weekend as Rhinebeck, but we have some really cool vendors. You will not have to, muscle your way through anybody or anything to get to great yarn and great fiber and great product. So if you feel like letting go of the crowds and coming to beautiful northern Maine, then please give New England Outdoor Center a call, or you can PM me on Ravelry and I can certainly help you get organized. So that being said, as well, for Highlands on the Fly, I will be doing a night talk on the hat that I did out of the conservation breeds. So that'll be the evening talk, and we'll have a workshop, 2 workshops on dyeing. We'll have Janie's workshop, and I'm going to do an informal workshop on choosing breed-specific yarns, working with breed-specific yarns, and then just an opportunity to look, touch, and feel what the qualities that they exhibit. So, all right, I was talking about works in progress, wasn't I? So Nash Island Tide, Cockatoo Bray, Kate Davies, loving it, and it's going very well. Now, I also threw on the needles because I like to have a shawl on the go at the same time that I have a sweater on the go, but I couldn't decide which shawl to do, so I put them both on. I put on Celtic Myth shawl, which is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I'm knitting that out of Upton Yarns in the Ferns Watch colorway. Part of that was I really wanted to work with this yarn. This was a gift from a viewer, an anonymous viewer, and it is named after my Great Pyrenees. And I called it Fern's Watch because she was a retired guard dog. She guarded my sheep, and so I figured, or I thought that, you know, twilight time is dawn and dusk are your typical predator times. So there you go. So this is Celtic Knits, and what's going to happen is I have a lovely little hornet here who seems to like something about me today. So I'm just going to let that go. Nope. So this will continue to grow as stockinette, and then there's a big Celtic knot border along the edge of the crescent shape. So I really hope you can see the color of that yarn, because it is just stunning. And I saw it, and Sarah was looking for names, and I would have bought this yarn. And she always has great yarn. Upton Yarns is going to be vending at the retreat, and I'm usually like try to covet as much as I can before she sets it out. This is Taliesin by Lucy Haig, and I'm knitting this out of an alpaca wool. I think it's 80-20, 80% wool, 20% alpaca. Maine alpaca from Northern Solstice Alpaca Farm, and they're located in Unity, and they typically vend. I have to get in touch with I think it's Carrie. I just haven't. So anyway, that's Taliesin, and it's a half shawl, or yeah, crescent-shaped shawl with a bunch of Celtic. I don't know what's up with me and the Celtic cable work. I don't know. So that's on the needles, and I just kind of plug away. This does not travel because I need the charts, and it's got written. It's a written directions, and it's also charted directions. But there is quite a bit of a learning curve for me on the instruction of the different types of cables and what to do on front and right side and wrong side cables. So there is a little bit of a learning curve. So I typically do this in the mornings when I can sit and look at and read my charts. But the Celtic Knits is a breeze right now because it's just, you know, increasing on either side and knitting back and forth. The other thing that I did is I had been meaning to knit by Emily Estrada the multi-purpose garment, MPG. And she had sent me a lovely selection of her hand spun, and I have lots of different yarns and hand spun yardage from the past 20 years of knitting. So I've just been about 20 years now. So I thought to bring that all together, which is very unlike me because I usually knit in uniform color or sometimes two colors, and I thought I would do a scrap project, and I thought the multi-purpose garment would be perfect for that. So I typically, it's really hard for me when I film outside to capture images, so I don't have it, but it's just a big kind of cowl-y wimple if you want it to be a multi-purpose garment. So anyway, I have this big bag of scraps. I hate to use the word scraps because some of these came as, you know, presents, leftovers, special items. So, yep, so it's all in here. I know, think about that. That's going to be going into it. Crazy. But everything else is pretty much, you know, grays and earth tones. So anyway, that is in here. I had cast on. I didn't like what I had done, so I ripped it out. And I just keep this in the house, so when I'm feeling like I need a, I don't know, I need a break from something more organized, or I just want to kind of channel wool, this is around so that I can just pick it up and knit. It's all done. It's in the round and stockinette with some pearl rose. Let's see, what else? So the other pieces I've been working on is sewing, and that's what I have on right now. So I sewed up the frock. I'm calling it the Dottie Angel frock. I don't know if that's correct, but I did this one without the pockets because I really loved this material, which I got a very long time ago. It's, I don't know if you can see it, but it's Cowgirls, and I didn't want to cover up the Cowgirls, so I did this as the upper, and then I have on trousers, don't worry. And then this I did as the lower. So, and then the back is linen, and the tie is linen. So I just, before I kind of launched into a big, I bought material to do it. Before I kind of went great guns, I thought I would piece together something and then get to know the pattern a little bit. Now my top stitching is very wonky. And you can see it here, and you can see it kind of on the sleeves. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to channel my Alabama Shannon. She talks a lot about top stitching and seams, and I'm going to embroider along this section, and I'm going to embroider along the hem. So I left the hem. You're supposed to double stitch it. So I left it, and I'm going to just do like a feather stitch in blue, or herringbone stitch in blue all around the bottom. I hear somebody scuffling around over here, and then all around the neckline. So I ordered more yarn to do another one of these. I ordered linen, a full linen amount of linen for the top, for the back and the front, and then a cotton, medium weight cotton from Birch Fibers that's a bunch of bears. It's so cute, for the bottom. So we'll see what happens with that. I also ordered, which I'm getting ahead of myself, I got the Ashland dress by So Liberated, the Lark tee by Grainline Studio, and the Esme top. And I figured I could make a couple of the Lark tees in a lightweight jersey to go underneath these. And then I could just, I found a make your own leggings tutorial, so I may try that. And then just a pair of leggings and my harness boots, and see how that goes out in public. So I think that's it for bits and pieces of works in progress. Nothing's finished. The Shackleton along, there's been a ton of chatter, and I continue to try to keep up with it. And we really have, I think I said last time, we've really spread the gamut of technique that's happening. So we've got people preparing fleeces for the first time, and steeking and massive cable projects, and so that continues to grow. It is not too late to join. It really is self-monitoring, and as much as you can make the project as short or as long as you want, you can come in whenever you want. It really is, I think, what I'm finding more about an opportunity to talk about, A, Shackleton, who's very cool, B, have a thread that kind of is engaging in a meaningful way about the craft that we do, and I don't know, maybe a little bit of the pride that we have, because we do have to learn. We have to learn and engage and jump in and take risks. And so I think it's just nice to have an opportunity to chat a little bit about that, and about jump-starting creativity, and I don't know. It's more informal. I don't know. I know, because I don't have show notes. This is what happens. So anyway, the Shackleton thread continues to thrive, and I will have more on Shackleton next time I podcast. Just an FYI, if you would like to know where he is, or the crew is right now, they're still sailing to Buenos Aires, and pretty uneventful until about October 26th. Then we'll start getting into the nitty-gritty of embarking for South Georgia Island. So, let's see, what else? I think that's really it for Fiber Trek stuffs. I want to talk, and I know I don't have a picture, but I'm going to be doing a giveaway in the thread, an A thread, for New Hampshire Knit's first self-designed sock pattern. It is the Agatha sock. I already have ordered my yarn to do it. I stocked Cornish tin the day it was released, and thank goodness I did, because it is sold out. And I got enough of the Cornish tin to knit my pair and her the Agatha socks. And if you go to the pattern page on Ravelry, you'll see a variety of options for knitting with the sock. So, getting poked. So we're going to do a giveaway, and I'm not very creative, but I would like you in the giveaway thread to let us know what you plan to knit the socks out of. Will you do South Down? Will you do Shetland? Are you going to stick to superwash and nylon because you're concerned about wear and tear? Are you going to experiment with other possibilities of breed-specific yarns? Just let us know if you have any thoughts about what material, what medium you would use to knit the Agatha socks by Claire of New Hampshire Knits. So I will open that giveaway thread. I'm going to let that run for a good solid 2 weeks. Even I may podcast again next week because this feels a little bit cowgirlish, off the cuff. Oh, no pun intended. And so I'd like to have a little bit more content for you on Shackleton and textiles and time and those types of topics. So I'm going to let that, like I said, I may podcast again, but I won't draw for 2 weeks for Claire's giveaway. I know she is doing a knit along, so if you're just dying to get your pattern, you can purchase it right on Ravelry and join right in on that knit along. I think that's about it for me. I still need to get out and about and do some running and get the dogs going, and I really should get that cauliflower blanched and frozen. But it's such a gorgeous day, it's really hard to think about going back inside. So, as you know, I never have a very smooth or interesting way of getting out of the podcast, so I'm just going to say farewell. Take care. I'm buckled in.
Okay.
That's a lot of lungs.
Thanks a lot.